we made it. 16 races down, 1 to go. 17th and final race of the NTT IndyCar Series season will be this weekend, Laguna Seca, out in Monterey, California. This will be the final year that this race will be the last race. Next year, they move to the streets of Nashville in this same race weekend, but it'll be in Nashville. But moving to the East Coast, probably for the better to end the season at instead of out California. We'll get my 5 topics here in a second. First off, I want to say thank you for following along this season. For the IndyCar side, I know we still got NASCAR coverage the final 9 weeks of the regular or the postseason. We just taped our show a few days ago for this upcoming race weekend in Kansas. Please check that out. Prime Sports Network. Subscribe, like the channel, comment, download the Discord app. You can talk to us there. So we'll still have that coverage, but for IndyCar, this is it. This is the final race. Some people might think this is more of an exhibition race, so we'll just jump into the 5 things I'm watching to why there's a little more at stake. Yes, Alex Palou wrapped the championship up last weekend. It's the first time since 2007 that we're coming to the season finale with nothing really to race for championship-wise. Scott Dixon, he clinched 2nd place, so the top 2 are clinched. They don't need to do anything else. They already know their spots. So what else am I watching? Well, let's go to topic number 1. First things first, Rookie of the Year. That's not decided yet. Granted, it's not as sexy or glamorous as the champion, but Rookie of the Year is still an honor for a rookie. And right now, Marcus Armstrong, he just signed today to come back to Chip Ganassi Racing next season. Granted, next year will be a full season, which makes this Rookie of the Year even more impressive that he holds a 26-point lead over Agustin Canapino right now. So that's a lot. That's basically half of what you could score on a race weekend. So odds are he's probably going to get this title. But what he did it in is 5 less races. He didn't run any of the ovals this year, and he's still the points leader for the rookies. I don't know what that says more about him or the rookie field, that he missed 5 races and is still going to probably clinch this championship this weekend, or wrap it up, I should say. But I think it says a little bit of both. But it's a good story. Missed 5 races, didn't expect to be here. Here he is. Now he's got a future here in IndyCar. Agustin Canapino, he's the only other rookie that has a chance. Another good story. He's an Argentinian, early 30s, 30-year-old guy. Kind of raced an Argentinian version of a NASCAR down there. Didn't know English. Moved here in the fall or late last fall. Had a kind of a tutor, an English teacher per se, to help him learn the language. He knew none of these cars, none of these tracks. Here he is. He's got a chance to win Rookie of the Year. Granted, it's a longer shot, but he's at least going to finish top 2 in the standings. So we'll see what happens. I mean, Armstrong had his right rear tire come off of his car on his final pit stop last week, and he finished, 19th. Could have had a worse weekend. So that could open the door to Canapino. I mean, Callum Ilott last year, it's Canapino's teammate. He qualified on the front row for this race. So it's not over. Canapino still has a shot. Armstrong, it's his to lose, but it's a good storyline. It's something we're watching. The second topic, I know we talked about it last week as spoilers, and I'm going to talk about it again because Rahal and Andretti, had 2 of the top 3 starting spots last weekend in Portland. 11 of the last 12 years in Portland, a top 3 starter won. And so they had 2 of the top 3 starters, and they still didn't win. Ganassi won. And where that's big is Ganassi and Penske have combined to go 6 for 6 on natural road courses this weekend, or this season. This weekend is another race on a natural road course. And with Palou and Dixon clinching the top 2 spots, are they going to kind of punt on this weekend and maybe use this as a 2024 test? Granted, we got a new engine package coming next year, so that may not be a worthwhile thing. And they could just go all out for the win now. So can they? Will they? If anybody's going to break this halt for the Ganassi and Penske natural road course streak, it would come this weekend because there's 4, 5, 6 drivers that I could feel that could spoil the show. The one being top one is Colton Herta. And his 2 wins here, he led all but 11 laps. He dominated both races. This is his track. This is his bread and butter. He was only 11th last year. Granted, he had a quick car, just didn't qualify as well. So what does he do this weekend? Romain Grosjean, this will be his final start with Andretti Autosport. He's looking for a ride next year. He was 3rd and 7th in his 2 starts there. Kyle Kirkwood, he's been coming along. He's been emerging. He had like 3 penalties last week, still finished 10th. with an Andretti car, and Alexander Rossi did well on that car at this track. So let's see what Kyle Kirkwood could do. So can Andretti Autosport get it right? They've had fast cars this season. They just haven't got it right more times than not. It was either pitch strategy, penalties, and on pit road or on track. Just they've always kind of, in a football term, fumbled the ball. Well, we know they got good cars at this track. So can they get it done? Can they spoil the Penske and Ganassi party on natural road courses in the season finale? The other team is Rahal. We talked about him just a second ago. Graham Rahal's won the last 2 poles on natural road courses. He's won 2 of the last 3 poles in general on the season. He's good at that track. Christian Lundgaard's good on natural road courses. Are they going to be strong this weekend? Bobby Rahal, where Colton Herta is the master at this track now. Bobby Rahal used to be the master at this track back in the 80s and early 90s. So the Rahal group, I have a feeling they're after another win. They've done a good ascension this year outside of ovals. And here they come. And Rahal's won, like I said, 2 of the last 3 poles. He didn't win a race in either one of them. Strategy took him out of it. Now that this is repaved, what happens? Which we'll get into that as my next point. But we'll see if Rahal and Andretti can have something for the Ganassi and Penske guys. But also wouldn't sleep on the McLaren bunch either. Pato Award, natural road courses this year. He's finished 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 8th, 3rd, 4th. In 2 starts at Laguna Seca, it was 5th and 8th. So he wants to end his winless drought, which is another point we'll talk about later. Be another nice segue. But can he do it? He wants a win. We know what Ganassi and Penske without much to fight for, so maybe they could slip in there. Felix Rosenquist, just like Grosjean with Andretti. This is his last start with McLaren. He's been good there. 2 top 5s and 3 tries. He was 4th last year. He was runner-up last weekend. Is he going to go out a winner with McLaren? He hasn't won since his brief 2-year tenure there. It'd be kind of fitting if he can come out a winner in the season finale. So really, those 6 drivers I feel like could play spoiler this weekend, which is why I'm watching what they can do. My third topic, it's the repave. This track got a complete repave. It used to run, I'll compare it to a Darlington in NASCAR. It was an older surface. It was really abrasive on tires. The faster you went, the slower you went because it chewed up your tires. It slowed you down. So it was an art to race on this track. Completely repaved now. So how much is that going to change what we see? It didn't change much in regards to the Road America. With that track was repaved, and it was the same kind of guys up front. Are we going to see that this weekend? Because if so, Alex Palou and Joseph Newgarden finished 1-2 in Road America, and I just talked about that Penske and Ganassi stat on natural road courses. So that's why it's relevant. That's why I segued the spoilers to this repave, because the Penske Ganassi guys are also strong at Road America, and they can easily win this race this weekend. So that's something you're going to want to watch. How much is this repave going to change things? The next topic, my fourth topic, points battles. Yes, the top 2 have clinched. Alex Palou is going to finish first. Scott Dixon's going to finish second in points. Nothing's going to happen. Nobody's getting in that top 2. However, there are some little battles to watch. The top Chevy, next best in class, I would say. That's something a battle to watch. Joseph Newgarden leads Pato Award by 9 points. Scott McLaughlin, he's 22 points back. So between those 3, to be the top Chevy driver, and I mentioned that because Palou and Dixon are Hondas, that's why they clinched the top 2. So whoever finishes 3rd in points, those guys enter this weekend 3, 4, 5. Whoever finishes 3rd is going to be the top Chevy driver, which is a feat. Wouldn't you rather be the top driver in your camp? So that's something to watch, which kind of segues in another little battle internal is the Penske battle. As I said, Newgarden leads McLaughlin by 22 points. McLaughlin's really coming on strong at the end of the year. Newgarden has finished 22nd, 5th the last 3 races. McLaughlin in just his 3rd year would be impressive if he could be the top Penske driver, especially when we know what Newgarden, he's won multiple championships. Will Power's won multiple championships now. He's a defending series champion. So does McLaughlin finish ahead of both of them just 3 years into this thing? That's why it's something to watch. So we're watching that too. And then I'm also watching the battle in the top 10 for points. Colton Herta is 1 point back from Alexander Rossi for 9th. So you got Rossi 9th, Herta 10th, 1 point between them. But Kyle Kirkwood's 11th. He's 1 point behind Herta. Rossi in his career has finished 7th, 2nd, 3rd, 9th, 10th, 9th in points. He's 9th right now. Colton Herta, he's finished 7th, 3rd, 5th, and 10th in points. He's 10th right now. And those 2 hold off Kyle Kirkwood, who's trying to get in the top 10 in points. So it's always better. It looks better to finish 9th or 10th in points rather than 11th or So that battle for the top 10, it's meaningful. So I'm going to watch that little internal battle too between those guys. Fittingly enough, for Colton Herta, as I mentioned, he's won this race twice. If you look at just season finales, granted it's moved around a little bit in years, trends say Colton Herta could win this thing. He went from first to 11th, then first again, then 11th last year, first this time. It seems like the numerology is on his side. We know what he can do there. So if he wins, that's going to lock him into a top 10 points finish, which compared to what the season has been, I think it's there's a silver lining there. So that's why I'm watching that. My final topic: winless droughts. Nobody wants to go through a whole season winless. Alex Palou hasn't won this year. Colton Herta hasn't won this year. But a big one I'm watching out of those winless droughts is Will Power. He's won a race every year since 2007. I know a few weeks ago we talked about Dixon when he won at Indy on the road course. He's got now like 20 of 21 years he's won a race. Well, Will Power's been right there with him. He's won every race, or he's won a race every year since 2007, and he's winless this season. He's the defending champion. It's only happened once that a defending champion has come back the next year and gone winless the whole year. Coincidentally enough, it was the one year Dixon didn't win at 2004. So is Power teetering on that category? Can he win this weekend to keep this streak going? Alex Palou last year was the defending champion, won all season without a win, and then he won this race. And Power won the championship in it. So that's why I think it's fitting to watch. Can Power in the season getting a win just as Palou did last year, or is he going to go down the Scott Dixon category in 2004 and have this be his lone season that he hasn't won an IndyCar? So that's why I said that yes, the main storylines as far as championship, second place in the title, they're done. They're wrapped up. There's nothing more to see there. But these little 5 things are something internal to watch. It means a lot to these teams. So there's some stuff at stake on Sunday. So that's what I'll be watching. You could call it an exhibition race if you want without a championship on the line, but there are some things in the works in the middle that you might want to watch, and these are 5 of them. So I just appreciate you guys tuning in this season, doing these 5 points, these 5 topics we've been watching. We've done it every race. They're archived on the channel, on the YouTube channel. Be sure to like that page. We're not going away. Like I said, we still got NASCAR. We still have 8 more weeks of that after this weekend. So we'll have 8 more NASCAR shows for previews. We'll have silly season. And then we'll have some things to watch going into the next season. So there's still plenty more content we'll have. Prime Sports Network also has college football, NFL, horse racing, anything you can need. They still have it. So please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to like it, this video, comment. We'll hang around still. We'll be around. So anything you have, be sure to reach out to us. And I just thank you again. So hope you have a good race weekend.